Right. I'd like to thank everybody again for joining in to another Zoom WKS podcast. This time I'm with a band called Kallugo. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Right.
Brilliant. Shall we start with Nathan and just go around and sort of explain a bit about what you play and you know, anything that you find that you want to talk about at this point about the band, you can fire away.
Well, firstly, I'm the bassist in the band. We've got 4 members. We've been gigging, well, we've been together for just over a year, but we've only actually done 3 gigs. With all the lockdown and everything, we couldn't really get much done. But yeah, on to you, Kyle.
So that's Nathan as a bass player.
I'm Kyle, and I am the drummer of the band, and also write some of the songs with Maddie.
Nice. Maddie.
I'm the lead singer. Sometimes play in some tracks and co-writer with Kyle.
Okay, and there is one other member, I think, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got Lewis, and he is our lead guitarist.
Okay, he might pop up, he might not. We're not sure yet, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, how did you start in music then? What was the thing? Should we? I'll start with Nathan again and go around that way. So, how did you start in music?
Well, my dad's actually has been in quite a few bands. So I started playing guitar to start with when I was about 11 or 12. I'm 20 now, so I played guitar for a fair few years, but I thought I'd play bass in the new band. Me and Kyle were previously in another band called The Switch, where I was the lead guitarist and Kyle was still the drummer. But I have a twin brother who he was the lead singer in it, but because he went to university, kind of fell apart at the band a little bit. So we thought we'd start up a new one when me and Kyle started Kallugo.
Brilliant. What about Maddie then?
So yeah, I was into music from a young age. Learned a bit of guitar and sax, and then actually got a music scholarship to go to Giggleswick School when I was like 12, and I'm still there now at the 6th form. And yeah, I just really enjoy music, and it's what I want to do as a career, and being in this band is just adding something fun and diverse.
So how did you meet the other 3 again? You know, how did that work?
They actually contacted me through Facebook because I think they'd seen me at a gig that they were at as well. And then they invited me along to like a little test practice where we just like jammed out for a bit, and it just seemed to work.
Brilliant. What about you, Carl?
I actually really had no interest in music whatsoever. I just randomly one Christmas got a drum kit, which I don't think my mum were too happy about.
Yeah.
And so my dad got me drum lessons because at that point I was just making noise. And then obviously eventually turned into something you'd like to listen to. Maybe not the neighbours, but it was something a bit better, and it kind of went from there. And then I kind of got into guitar, but I never had a guitar teacher. Taught myself, and then went on to the piano, taught myself piano. Like not to like a good extent, like just somewhere I can play music and read along, maybe to like tabs or chords or whatever. And then now I have the ability so I can write songs. But it then went from that to then finding the old band The Switch, and then to this new one where we were looking for a new band, and that's just kind of how it went.
Right. How would you describe your sort of genre, your style of music then?
Everything. We don't really have one. Everyone asks us this question, and I don't really know how to answer it because it's just a wide range of different music. If we write a reggae tune, we'll play a reggae tune. If it's a bluesy tune, we'll play a blues tune. So we're not really like stuck to one. I say alternative.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. So what bands and musicians do you sort of admire then? So Nathan.
Well, I've always liked my like classic rock and indie. They're probably my two favorites. So like a bit of AC/DC, and then like your indies like Catfish, Kaiser Chiefs, stuff like that.
Okay. What about you, Madison?
I really like singers like Etta James and Ella Fitzgerald, but that kind of doesn't fit into what kind of music we're doing with this band. So I like to take influence from people like Debbie Harry, obviously.
Okay. Right. Brilliant. Kyle.
I quite like sort of chilled out music, so I'm quite a big like I don't know, like sort of chilled indie, but I listen to quite a lot of I listen to quite a lot of rock. I like that. I like a bit of reggae, and sometimes I do like a bit of classical because I just like that feeling it gives you.
Right. So have you got any sort of style that you all like to play and you think, you know, that's great, or is it literally whatever it comes up with, that's what it is?
I think our main style is like indie rock, and we play a few covers in that kind of genre as well.
Right. Okay. So have you got any music out there at the moment then? Anybody could say whatever they like now.
Yeah.
Just-
We've got is it 3 songs out? Or is it 2?
3.
3. We've got one called By My Name. We've got one called What's the Story? And then the last one is called Wake Me Up.
Okay, and these can all be found on all the platforms. Is that true? Or yeah,
Yes.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everything.
okay. Because what I'll do is I'll choose 2 songs and put them up in the section against this interview. So we'll go from there, basically. So your songwriting process. You said there's 2 songwriters in the band. I think it was Maddie and Kyle. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your songwriting process? Is it easy for you? Is it a struggle? Do you bounce off each other? How's it work?
You can't, in my opinion, you can't force it. You can't just sit down and say, right, I'm going to make this song. In my opinion, I don't feel like that works. You just get frustrated and you just come out with a load of rubbish, really. But
Okay.
it's more like something that'll happen and you'll know about it. It's like in the moment. I might be having a bit of a mess at a band practice or something, and I'll come up with a good riff, or I'll be just chilling on the couch playing something. And I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And then normally, I'm not a big lyricist. I can't write lyrics or anything. So that's where I get Maddie involved because she's just an excellent songwriter. But not only that, she can write her own songs as well. I'm not sure what her process is for writing tunes, but I'll let her answer that one.
Yeah.
Well, in the band, Kyle usually like sends me the music, and then I'll think of words and a main melody for it. We actually haven't written a song together like in person because of the lockdown. So it's usually like a virtual process.
Yeah, I mean the lockdown for a lot of musicians has been tough on one side, obviously because of practicing. There's no gigs, there's all that sort of stuff. But a lot of the songwriters have been saying that they've actually found it quite productive to be in this lockdown. It's almost given them more focus. Do you find that, Maddie, with your music? Do you find that's done that?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more time to write songs and really perfect them. So in that area, yeah, it's been good.
Okay. So I know you're a young band, but what's the best bit of advice you've been given? Start with Nathan.
Best bit of advice I've been given. I don't know. I haven't really been given much advice.
You know?
I don't know. I honestly no idea.
What about Kyle?
I don't know. I reckon best advice I could give, or going to give some, is just enjoy it.
Right.
Don't worry about it too much. Just enjoy it.
Okay. Fair play. Madison?
Yeah, I think we've been told to just like enjoy the little gigs where no one's there. Just enjoy every bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? So if you could open up for any band or artist, who would you choose? Let's start with Kyle.
Oh, that is a very tough one. Oh, there's so many good bands. I don't know. I think for me, I'd have to say Foo Fighters. I know the genres don't connect, but they are just one of my favourite bands, and I love Dave Grohl. As being a drummer, he's like, in my eyes, one of the world's best drummers. So
Fair play.
I'd probably say Foo Fighters.
Okay, Madison.
I'm gonna say Mumford and Sons because I love them so much.
Okay, brilliant. Nathan.
I have to go with something maybe Catfish or the Kooks. Quite like them.
Fantastic. So if you can, when we're coming out of lockdown, what's your plans? Have you got anything in the pipeline that you're gonna go for?
Finally get together and practice would be one thing, but I don't think we have any gigs planned at the moment. I think we just need to get back together, start practicing again, get that ball rolling again before we can look for gigs and see where we go from there. Really, no really future plans at the moment apart from just wait for lockdown to finish and get practicing again.
Yes, there is a lot of bands like that. I mean, it's all right saying with technology you can, do this virtual practice, but it's never really the same, is it?
No.
You know what I mean? Never. Okay, daft question now. Let's go with Kyle. Do you sing in the shower?
No, but I do in the car.
Okay, fair play. Nathan, do you sing in the shower?
I do not sing in the shower now.
Are you actually a singer though with the band?
I do the odd backing vocal every now and then.
Brilliant, brilliant. Madison.
Not pretty though.
Not pretty. Madison, what about yourself?
I couldn't call myself the lead singer if I didn't sing in the shower.
Good answer. Good answer. So sort of how many gigs have you actually done roughly? Just a handful of gigs, is it up your way?
Yeah, we've done 3 as a band together.
Okay. So, I mean, you really are a very young band then, just starting out. So, I get it. I do get it. Okay, then. So what's the most trouble you've ever gotten into? We can start with Madison on that one. Obviously, you don't have to say if it's something, that you can't say type scenario, but
I'm not sure. I don't really get into trouble.
Is this just like in general that you're asking here?
it can be in general if you want. Yeah, I mean, don't go say that I don't know, you robbed some place or something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah. I mean, it's a throwaway question. It's just to give an idea of your sort of how you are. You know what I mean? So
I don't think I've been in any trouble with gigs wise. I don't think we
Okay.
have. Kyle, can you think of any with the Switch or anything? I can't think of a time that we
No.
ever got into trouble.
We got into trouble for being on a stage at our own gig, and
Oh,
then
I
he
tell you
realised it was
what.
supposed to be us.
No, I'll tell you what happened. What was that gig where we did? This was with our old band with the Switch. We did a gig for a high school prom.
Oh,
And
yeah.
For some bizarre reason, we got accused of taking crack and cocaine there. I think it was. Or was it heroin? It was one of the others.
I think it
But
was heroin.
Was it heroin? It could have been heroin. We got
Yeah.
accused of shooting up heroin at a gig for a high school prom. And
Brilliant.
our response was just like, how would we play? We could not be able to play properly. It was bizarre. That was the weirdest one.
Wow. Yeah. So we got Maddie, who you don't reckon you've got into any trouble then. So I mean, that's fine. That's fine. So ultimately, where would you see yourself in, say, 2 years' time?
Hopefully gigging every weekend.
That's the plan, yeah.
Yeah.
With an audience.
Yeah.
So what's the when before the lockdowns up your way, what were the venues like? Is there plenty of venues? Are they supporting local music up there?
Yeah, they were doing before all this lockdown. We were getting a lot of offers for gigs. I mean, it helps that we do have a really good manager. It's Kyle's dad. He was the manager for our old band as well, and he's absolutely brilliant what he does. He gets our name out everywhere. So
Super.
before all this lockdown, we were having, before we'd even like got a set list together, we were having people wanting us to do gigs because of our reputation with our old band a little bit. So we just wanted to get back like that, really, just getting back to gigging.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Do you find that you know, your lyrics and stuff, are you sort of basing them all around a similar theme, or is it just totally different themes for everything you do in every song?
I think they're quite different, but I kind of just come up with any old lyrics. Like, they might not necessarily mean anything. Like, definitely for By My Name, I just wrote down what came into my head, and it wasn't from like a personal experience or something that made much sense.
Okay. So out of the songs you've got, what's your favorite one to perform? I mean, obviously for different reasons, but you know, let's start with Kyle.
We've only really performed one, but I don't. So the only one we've ever performed is By My Name, but I must say probably the one that I enjoyed the most. Is it because like it's mental or anything? But it's probably Wake Me Up. I just feel like that's our best song as a band, in my opinion.
I would agree with you there, Kyle. I really enjoy playing that one. It's really good.
What about Maddie?
I think By My Name is my favorite because it like is my vocals.
So vocal solo.
Yeah, it was our first one together as well, wasn't it?
So that's By My Name. Is that on YouTube?
Yes.
Should be.
Okay. Well, I'll do is I'll try and hunt down a couple of your tracks and pin them up. Okay. So basically, coming up towards the end of the interview, I ask the artists and all the musicians, I ask the same question at the end of the interview. Okay. And when there's 4 of you, it gives advantage to the other 2, really, because it gives them time to think. So the question is, who would you like to thank for you being here musically now? So if we start with Nathan, anybody you want to thank? I mean, it could be, we have people thanking the mum and dads, we have people thanking Jimi Hendrix, we have, you know, it doesn't matter. It could be
probably my dad, because he's the one that got me into music in the first place. He got me my first guitar, got me the lessons, so I'd probably be my father.
Okay. What about you, Madison?
I'd have to say my dad as well, because he bought me my first little pink guitar. And I started guitar lessons, and after a few lessons, I came back home and I was like, oh, I really don't want to do it ever again. And I was really sure that I didn't want to do it. And then my dad was just like, oh, just go to one more lesson. And then I went and had like the best lesson. So yeah.
Brilliant. Kyle?
My dad for being brave and actually getting me a drum kit, even though my mum probably gave me an absolute earful.
Brilliant. Guys, look, thanks for giving me the time and the interview. Obviously, you know, your 3rd member, what's he called again?
Lewis
is obviously working hard and can't make it. So yeah, good luck with everything, guys.
Thank
you.
Cheers for having us.
No worries, just keep in touch, and when this comes out, which won't be long, literally in about 10 minutes, it'll be on the YouTube channel. Share away on your social media. All right.
Yeah.
Right, we will do. Thank you.
And anybody else that's listening to this, can you, if you like, please subscribe to the channel. All right, guys. See you later on. Thank you very much.
See you in a bit.
Cheers.
Bye.